What's going on, guys? Honky Kong here. Today is Saturday, January 4th, and welcome back to United We Stand 734. Thank you for checking this video out. Today, I just want to do a video, basically just give my opinions on a story that's really making a lot of national news this past month, and that is the very sad story of 13-year-old girl, Jahi mcmath from California, okay? Jahi went into Oakland Children's Hospital to have sleep apnea surgery. Okay, they were going to remove her tonsils, her adenoids, and a couple more procedures to hopefully correct this whatever issue she was having with sleep apnea. Unfortunately, somewhere during this surgery, it went terribly wrong. She began to suffer a lot of bleeding. Because of the bleeding, she went into cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest caused her brain to be deprived of oxygen. Her brain swelled up, and 3 days after the surgery, and this surgery happened on December 9th, okay, so it's been almost a full month. She was declared brain dead 3 days after the surgery. All right, very, very sad story. Now, the controversy of this case begins with the hospital versus the parents, kind of. A lot of people wanted to blow this up and make it, oh, the government's trying to tell you when to, remove somebody from life support. I don't really see that. I see this as more of a medical ethics question and who does truly get to make the final call on when somebody's removed from life support. But before I get into that, let's just talk about brain death. In my opinion, brain death is the absolute final, indicator that someone has truly died, okay? Clinical brain death means that you have no blood flow or electrical activity in your cerebrum or in your brainstem. Nothing. At that point, you are brain dead. You are dead. Your brain cannot send signals to your body to live. Your brain can't tell your heart to beat. It can't tell your lungs to breathe. It's over with, okay? Even people that are in a coma or in a vegetative state have electrical activity in their brain, okay? Their brain may not be functioning properly, but it's still functioning to some degree. This girl, Jahi, unfortunately, there is no activity in her brain whatsoever. Now, the controversy arises because the hospital wants to remove her from the ventilator. Now, the ventilator is keeping her heart beating. It's keeping her lungs breathing, okay? The ventilator, it forces air in and out of the body, keeps your lungs expanding and contracting, and it forces your heart to beat, okay? The only reason her heart's beating is because she's on this ventilator. Now, her mother contends because her heart is beating, regardless of it's due to the ventilator or not, that she is still alive. The hospital contends brain death is what dictates whether you're alive or dead. And I have to agree 100% with the hospital in this case, okay? Now, obviously, my heart very much goes out to her mother and her family. I can't imagine what they're going through. What a horrible thing to have to, have to go through and have to try and fight. But her mom wants to get her put into a long-term care facility. The hospital's saying they're basically saying she's a dead body. You can't put a dead body into a long-term care facility. So that's where the discrepancy, the disagreement is arising. Now, there was original court order saying, because the hospital is saying we have to, we're going to take her off this ventilator to stop her heart from beating. A court order said that she could be on the ventilator up to Tuesday, January 7th at 5 p.m. They were going to remove the ventilator. Now, the mom and the mom's legal team or the mom's lawyers and the hospital lawyers met because the mom wants to move her to a long-term care facility. Now, the hospital originally stated they didn't want to do that, and they made a statement that to me reeks of hypocrisy. They said in order to move her, in order to stabilize her for her to be moved, she would need a feeding tube and an additional breathing tube. And they did not do that because it was unethical to perform medical procedures on a dead body. But yet, autopsies are performed all the time on dead bodies. That's a medical procedure. Organs are harvested from dead bodies all the time, donor organs. So why is it unethical how much does an autopsy cost, and how the fuck much does it cost to put in a couple tubes? Come on, Oakland Hospital. For everything I gather, this hospital needs a lot of PR work, a lot of work on their fucking bedside manner, because a lot of bad shit coming out. They're just very curt and very standoffish with the family. So Oakland Children's, get your shit together with on your PR aspect, because you guys are coming off like some dickheads with some of the shit you're saying. Like, for instance, they tried to get the family to remove her from life support on Christmas. It's like, God, can you wait a fucking day? We got to do this on Christmas? But anyways, that just shows you kind of, how the family and the hospital have been butting heads on this god-awful situation. So the mother and the hospital's lawyers, they got together, they had a mediation. The judge said that you could move the girl as long as she was moved before Tuesday, January 7th at 5 p.m. when she's due to be removed from that ventilator, okay? She can keep the ventilator up until that time when they would remove it, as long as you get her into a facility between now and then. Now, I don't. Now, the mother says she has a place to move her to. You know, I don't know what the next step is. I do know it's an absolutely terrible, terrible tragedy. 13-year-old girl losing her life over a very simple medical procedure. You know, it's like when you go to the dentist and you get your, you get your wisdom teeth out there. Like, you got to sign a waiver saying, you could possibly die. It's one of those one in a million things where, never think something as simple as getting your tonsils removed could result in death. But in this case, it has, So very, very sad story. My advice to if I could give any advice to the parents, if I could say anything to them, I would say take her off that ventilator, let her heart stop beating, have a funeral for your daughter, mourn her passing, remember her best you can, and try to move on with your life. There's no coming back from brain death. As horrible as that is to say, and my God, I feel so sorry for them to have to make that decision, because I pray to God I'm never in that decision. But if I was, I think I would probably say take them off that respirator, because once brain death is declared, to my knowledge, nobody has ever come back from clinical brain death. If I'm wrong, please link me an article to a hospital, medical journal, or a hospital writing, or a journal from a hospital that shows that somebody, yes, indeed, has come back from clinical brain death, because I don't think it's ever happened. Obviously, the mom's praying for a miracle, and who doesn't understand that, that they're about to lose their daughter for good. So, very, very, very sad, very tragic, and I hope that they can get some closure. But like I said, if I was them, it'd be time to start planning the funeral and mourn your daughter, and then try and do what you can, move on with the rest of your life. That's my opinion only. Okay. If anything new happens in here, I'll put it down in the comments section. Very sad story to start 2014 with. Hopefully we'll have some happy stories. But that's all I got, guys. Everybody be safe. I'm out of here, and I'm going to catch you guys next time. All right? Peace.